I mean, you mentioned it, Tim, that, it's so unique what happened on Thursday. But immediately after, not only Jerry Hairston, but Bob Costas, everybody is saying that this is maybe the greatest performance, single day performance. But they always add that caveat of all things considered, it is the greatest. Look, you've seen a lot of baseball. You've been there in the ballparks. Are we just being victims of the moment? Are we caught up in the moment by saying that? Or now that
No.
you've had a couple of days to let things sink in, is this the greatest single day performance we've ever seen in baseball?
Yes. And if you ask me next week or next month, I'll tell you the same. It might be the best.
So great.
It might be the best two. It might be the best 2-game performance. Think about it. He's 9 for his last 10 with 4 home runs and 12 runs batted in. It might be the best 2-game for him. I don't know, but definitely Thursday was the best single game. And I've racked my brains, and I immediately on the air. I remember if you were listening, you might have heard it. But I turned to Rick Monday. I said, Rick, you've played in thousands of games. You've broadcast thousands of games, and he was on the bench for the Cubs when Rennie Stennett of the Pirates went 7 for 7. Okay. Rick saw it from the dugout because he had just got back from, I think his Marine Reserve training. So he had a day off or something. And so he was sitting on the Cub bench in the third base side of Wrigley Field, watching Rennie Stennett go 7 for 7. He said that Ohtani's was better. I mean, the 10 runs batted in, crazy. The way that he hit the ball, and he was this far from the cycle. Imagine that if he was able to slide around that tag and had the triple, and with all that considered, he would have had a cycle. He's the first leadoff hitter in the history of baseball to have 10 RBIs in a game. Think about that. Your first at bat, the only guy you can drive in is you. So to get 10 RBIs as a leadoff hitter is insane to think about. So without question, it's the greatest single game performance that I've ever seen. It might be the first or second time I've ever seen a visiting player get a curtain call on the road. And if my memory's right, I think Albert Pujols did at Dodger Stadium when he hit 700. But he played for the Dodgers the year before, and everybody loved him. So that was a different circumstance. But still, I would hope that if a visiting player hit a 700th home run at Dodger Stadium, Dodger fans would appreciate the moment. I know they would because they're great baseball fans. But, I mean, everybody was on their feet. There were 15,000 announced at the game. It sounded like 45,000. It was so loud. Being indoors probably had something to do with it. But I think it was kind of neat where the last time Shohei really won anything big was the World Baseball Classic, and it was in that ballpark. And then he does this. He goes 50-50 in that ballpark. I thought that was kind of cool, too.